Hello and welcome back to the next round of the Castle Combe Karting Championship. Here out in practice for a very slippery round 8, and you can see the driver ahead goes for a bit of a spin as well. Fortunately I'm able to avoid that, but I have a bit of an exploratory moment up the inside of the hairpin and find there is no grip whatsoever. Fortunately that's not going to be relevant later on. So here we are now for heat number 1, starting in 3rd place. Very quick driver on pole position, but I know if I can just get a good start, maybe I can stick with them and who knows what's going to happen. Brake nice and late into the first corner, much later than the driver starting second, and I'm already into that 2nd place. It's very slippery, so you want to take some slightly peculiar lines at the chicane, but then the rest of the circuit, apart from the hairpin, is mostly dry. So you see coming up to the top corner now, I was a bit worried about being rear-ended, and for good reason. There was a yellow flag out, but fortunately I didn't get involved in anything. You can see I'm sort of taking a slightly different line to the driver in first, brake really late there into the chicane and it works out quite nicely. Unfortunately on this 4th lap I brake just a bit too late and end up skating across the chicane and almost collecting the leader. Fortunately he'd sort of pulled clear a bit, so it didn't really matter. There we go. Nice start to the day, happy with that. Let's just build from there. So pole position start now for heat number 2. I just need to go and win this, simple as that. And fortunately I get a nice good start. I don't want to cut back to the outside because the driver behind me also got a good start. So instead I just stop it on the apex, power out, and then go nice and easy into the chicane. Fortunately no one's hitting the back of me. We're all know how wet it is under there. Everyone's already had one race. Coming up to the top hairpin, again, nice easy line round, using that grippy outside line. Starting to get a bit more adventurous with the chicane, carrying more speed as it is drying out. There wasn't any rain today, only at the beginning of the day. And then brake far too late into the hairpin, lock up my rear tyres, but fortunately able to gather it up, and that's another win. Nice thumbs up, pleased with that one. Heat number 3, again starting in 3rd position now. The leader almost goes and then stops, but distracts me a bit, but I'm able to get a good start. Make a bit of contact with the leader, but able to get that 2nd place. Then you can see there's just no grip. If you just carry a bit too much speed in, you'll run way too wide. So I've now got someone on my tail, but I know I want to stick on the outside, because that's where the grip is. But he's got a better run out of the hairpin, so I have to go super defensive into the corner past the pits. And so I've got 2nd place, but now the leader is long gone. And unfortunately, it's going to be a struggle to close in. You can see as we go through the laps, I am closing in bit by bit, but unfortunately it is not going to be enough. And so as we come to the finish now, that'll be a 2nd place. Very pleased with that start though, a 1st and 2 seconds. If I get even a half decent result in the final race, then I should be right at the front of the A final. And here is this final heat, starting in 5th place now, so it's going to be a tough race, but even like a 3rd place finish would be great. Get a decent start, but everyone's kind of squeezing together, try to get a cut back on everyone, but that doesn't really work because of a lot of chaos at the first corner. The driver now in 1st, causing a bit of contact, was squeezed a bit as well. But yeah, I'm still in 5th place. Let's just see what I can do. So I think about making a move, and then I go right around the outside. That just shows where the grip is, and also one of my best overtakes I've ever done. Super pleased with that, to get into that 4th place. Now these 2 in front, they're passing as well. The driver kind of pushes the driver ahead out of the way, and then still has the inside, pushes them on the slippery outside, and then that's another position. Maybe not the cleanest of overtakes from everyone, but I've been able to keep it clean so far, and yes, let's just see what's going on. Unfortunately the top 2 just sort of pull away from me a bit and I'm not able to do anything, but coming into this corner, the driver in 2nd decides that he wants to go for the lead anyway, and the driver in 1st is having none of that. So now we're all bunched up together. Unfortunately I've got a driver right on my tail. The driver in 2nd goes for another move. I try to go around the outside, but then the driver behind me overtakes me. I am not happy, and I want to get this position straight away because I earned that 3rd position. Unfortunately, I go on that slippery inside and lock up and spin. Lose any chance of getting that 3rd place, and then lose 4th place as well. So now I'm in last place. and there is nothing I can do as we come to the checkered flag. That was incredibly frustrating to have the race end that way. And so what it means is that I qualify down in 10th. Annoyingly, if I had finished in 4th place, I would have been promoted to 3rd, as one of the drivers ahead had been given a penalty. If that had happened, I'd qualified 6th. Front row of the B final, let's just see what we can do. I've made an agreement with the driver in pole that if we both get a good start, then we'll just try and pull clear of the field. But if there's any chaos that happens, then that agreement goes straight out the window. I get a good start from the front row, definitely better than the leader, so I'm into the first corner first, round the outside, and again good momentum on the outside. We make a bit of contact as we turn in, but that's just because he's on the slippery part of the track. And I give him space as well, and I just go right around the outside. Unfortunately, he has like a half spin, and so it means I'm now in the lead. That start could not have gone any better. I avoided all the chaos behind. Now my job is just to drive clear of the field. I know I've got drivers right on my tail, but I'm able to put in one of the fastest laps of the entire day. It'd only be beaten by one person at the end of the day. And so yeah, I was really pleased that I was able to just drive my race and put in some very quick times. And just book my slot into the A final. It's the second time I've done that now, where I've qualified at the front of the B final, made my way through to the A final. So I'm very pleased that I can once again be right up in the main race of the day. There we go, coming to the checkered flag now. First place, thumbs up, very pleased with that.
Alright, mate. Yeah.
So yeah, starting right at the back of the A final, 9 cars in front. It's going to be a lot of chaos, so just try and pick my way through if I can. And I get a good start, but there's just not any space on the inside there. You can't do anything without causing a crash. So go through, and now I'm in last place, which is a bit annoying. And I don't get a good drive up the hill. But let's just see what we can do. Again, looking to the outside line. Very late decision to go there, but because everyone else is being held up on the inside, I'm able to get a good drive out, bump the driver ahead, even lifted off before I bumped him. But fortunately just able to follow in, and then everyone is bumping each other. So I'm looking behind, making sure I don't get overtaken, and I almost send it up the inside of the driver ahead. Fortunately he gives me space, as I'm not wanting to really overtake there, but don't want to cause a collision either. So I've got the driver behind me, and he goes for a move, but I know he's not going to make that work, so that's all good. And then yeah, everyone getting super close at that corner. I'm able to quickly close back in again, and I look to the outside, but then the driver ahead goes up the inside, and then I'm losing positions, and unfortunately I've dropped back down into 10th place again, and I just can't capitalise at all on any of this. Trying to keep it nice and clean, don't want to cause any collisions. The two in front are battling quite a lot, because yeah, the driver ahead didn't quite have the pace of the rest of the field, we didn't think, so we just want to make a move as quickly as we can. The driver ahead makes a lovely cutback, and I am just not able to capitalise, unfortunately. So again, staying in that 10th place, but I know I'm quicker. I've got a good run down the hill here, and I think about making a move, and I do go for it, and unfortunately lock up the brakes and slam into him. I let him go by, and then he just hits into the back of me again. So I don't think he was being very aware of the situation there. And I'm not trying to overtake him here, but he goes super defensive anyway, so now we're just costing ourselves loads of time. I can't get the cut back on him, as he gets a better drive out. So yeah, unfortunately we've just costed each other a load of time, and we're not going to be gaining on the rest of the field. Again, a bit of a silly move from me on that one lap ago on the first corner, but you've got to go for those things. I made a few overtakes there in the past. So he's going super defensive now, and then decides he's just going to squeeze me into the wall, which I'm not happy about, so I just say I'm going to go right around the outside, and another overtake there. Becoming a bit of a specialty at this round for me, but unfortunately the field are far too gone, so that's just going to be a 9th place finish, 1 place higher than where I qualified. But yeah, a bit disappointed that I couldn't make any further progress, but it was some good racing out there. want to be getting better results so I can maybe get a top 10 finish in the points. It's more looking like 15th will be more the target for me come the end of the season. The next round is in 1 week's time, so I'll see you there.